I'm here at PAX Prime 2015 in the Eco booth, recent Kickstarter project, really interesting sandbox game. I'm here with John. How's it going, John?
Hey, it's great. Glad to have you guys here with us.
Yeah, thanks. So this is a really interesting concept ever since you guys launched on Kickstarter. We've really been fascinated by it. Can you walk us through the details of what makes this game interesting within the genre?
Yeah, so Eco is a global survival game, which is how we're describing it. So in Eco, you have to build enough technology to stop a meteor from hitting the Earth, but without destroying the world in the process. So everything you do affects a virtual ecosystem that's in this world, and you can actually damage it, you can pollute it, you can kill off this world before the meteor even hits. So you're trying to balance these two threats to the world, this external threat of the meteor and the internal threat of just humanity itself, not destroying itself.
So it's semi-permanent worlds, cooperative, but also you have opportunities for griefing and competition and disagreement. You have a government system. How does it all kind of fold together? I mean, do you want players to kind of just do what they want to do?
So the government system is a really big part of the game. So in this game, you can there's a player-run government, and you can propose and vote on laws that then determine what's allowed in the game. So if you vote to pass a law that only 3 cedars can be chopped down per day, you'll be prevented from chopping down a 4th cedar. So players are really able to make group decisions like that. Because you play with a group of people over the course of 30 days, you have to be able to really intelligently guide the decisions of this group, but if you don't want to destroy this planet. So it really becomes about that like social experience, that collaboration, that choosing which way to go. And each player can specialize in different skills. So in the game, there's this virtual economy that will emerge from different specialties trading with other specialties. So there's no way one person can do everything in the game. You have to trade with other people. And you can set up stores, you can trade offline, you can sell services. So there's all these different ways that you can interact in a player-run economy as well. So it's kind of that balance of like player-run economy, player-run government, and the ecosystem itself, all kind of interacting with each other. And navigating the different biases and just approaches that people are taking is kind of the focus of the game. It's kind of a society simulator in a sense.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. I mean, it strikes me that there aren't very many games that sort of have something to say about the environment and have an environmental message. Is that something that you want players to walk away with, like a better understanding of resources and consumption? I mean, do you see this as a political game, or do you even go that far?
Yeah, it's the kind of game that I wanted to expose people's biases, like the ways they think they might not even realize. So basically, this game is taking the experience of the real world and compressing it down in time and space into something that's understandable, right? Like you're teching up through the span of humanity in like 30 days versus like millennia, right? And the world is like shrunken down so that you can like walk around it in a finite amount of time. So you can really you can see effects at a different level like this. So I think that giving that to the player and then putting them in this world that can actually die, that can have these consequences, it can just be a really meaningful thing. And I don't think necessarily there's like one message you should take from this game. Like you have to damage the ecosystem. You have to take resources from it in order to build enough technology to prevent it from being destroyed. So like doing nothing is not an answer. If anything, it requires balance. It requires understanding. You have to like understand what you're doing, and not only that, but like bring that understanding to other people. Like share that with people through these laws, through these like statistics you can gather in the world, and like really be able to communicate and argue your point of view. So there's like a lot of different facets that come into play there.
So if I wanted to be a really destructive, problematic player, how would I go about that? What are the worst things I could do to a community or a society within Eco?
Well, at the base level, it would be like purposely destroying the world. But that's the kind of thing that can be outlawed pretty quick in the game. So if you really wanted to be nasty, you would be like political machinations, right? Like you're like buying votes. You're like swaying the political process to make it favor your personal like power and things like that, which is something I'm really hoping to see as like this kind of meta game that's being played within this world.
Interesting. That almost reminds me of EVE Online.
Yeah, EVE is definitely something that's been inspirational. And for our game, it's more like you play first person. You're really enveloped in this world, but you also have this like meta view at the same time. And there's this arc to the game that's like really present throughout.
Well, thanks for talking with us. I think it's a really interesting project. Currently on Kickstarter. Curious to see how it moves forward and what players do with the game you're making.
Thanks so much. Yeah, we're on Kickstarter right now and looking forward to playing this with all our backers.
Great. Thanks, John.
Thanks a lot.